Welcome to the Fit for Business and Life podcast. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is brought to you in partnership with Sharp Fit for Life and the Business Body Network, improving the performance and transforming busy, overwhelmed, overweight, overworked professionals, business owners and consultants along with their teams to become fitter, happier, and more confident. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is all about sharing passion, knowledge, and expertise around business and personal performance. From our host, myself, Martin Sharp, a 30-year change maker in businesses large and small, and Dominic Furness, a world traveller and life enthusiast, plus special guests sharing their know-how and experience in making changes in business and in themselves, featuring inspirational stories, insights, tips, and practical knowledge, bringing more healthier, happier, and high achievement to your world.
Why not follow this podcast? We're live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. If you're watching this on YouTube, please drop us a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, comment below what you would like us to talk about in future episodes. If you have not already, follow us on Spotify. We very much appreciate all of your support.
So sit back and enjoy this episode of the Fit for Business and Life podcast, brought to you in partnership with Sharp Fit for Life and the Business Body Network. We're only a few hours away from the end of an amazing year.
Yeah, 2025 is coming to a close in just a few hours, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, wow, it's just been fantastic. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the last episode of the Christmas special where we gave you the Christmas presents of performance. We've shown you behind the scenes what we do with our clients and with ourselves. And then to prove that, what we're going to do today is actually go through, a bit of a retrospective, showing what we've completed this year, but both of us, things that we've had on our list. And also then showing the fact that, even when you make plans, not everything always goes according to plan, right? And you're allowed to change them. It's not like, for example, you set a New Year's resolution, you have to complete that one. If you find partway through the process that actually it's the wrong thing to be doing, then change it. You don't have to keep going. That's the other kind of key thing. So we're going to share, some of those things that actually did change for us through the year. Not only that, we're going to then start to look at what happened in the year, have a bit of prospective, so look at what's going to happen in our year ahead, what we got planned, what we're excited for, and, what it is that's going to change our 2026 to make it the best year ever again.
Yeah, so this should be a pretty exciting episode going through all that stuff.
Yeah, we're looking forward to you guys joining in as well, because you hopefully have done the piece of work from Christmas Day. You've had that time, you've had your mince pies, you've had your cup of coffee, you've sat down, you've had some relaxing time and actually reflected over what you've managed to do this year, and then also started to put in plans in place for what you're going to plan to do for the next year to come.
Yeah, and if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I'll leave a card here and a link in the description. So maybe go listen to that one first and then complete the exercise that we gifted to you there and then jump back into this episode.
Or if you guys are the people that like to know the ending before you've actually started the beginning, then you could always watch this episode, listen to this episode or watch this episode, and then go back and do the homework afterwards. Whichever way it works.
Yeah, whichever floats your boat.
Exactly.
The link will be down below.
Life is good. That's all we're going to say. So shall we start with a bit of a retrospective? So this year, it was really simple for me. It's keep going with my constant profession, which has been an enterprise architect. I've been doing that now for 30 years. 30 years.
Long time.
That's like 3 decades.
3 decades.
That's older than you.
You got a turkey.
But it's good fun because there's not many people, for example, get to go into organizations, take them apart, show people how it actually all fits and works together, and then put it together faster, quicker, better. So it works better for the organization. It's saving. It's like when it comes down to materials or resources, etc. It helps people be able to get more satisfaction from their roles and things. So it's a real interesting kind of role that I've had for so long, and I do enjoy it. I've also thoroughly enjoyed being a part of the Speakers Academy, being a coach and mentor and trainer there. That has brought me a lot of joy. I've met a lot of really interesting people, and we get to bring a lot of those people onto the podcast, and it's been great to be able to share their experience of the world, because it's amazing actually how many people have got great experience and are really willing to help other people and want to help other people and make the world a much better place.
Yeah, and if you're interested in hearing any of those stories, we have a Certain to Change series as part of this podcast. So we've got a playlist on our YouTube channel, and you'll also be able to find it on Spotify.
Yeah, so we're going to expect more of those amazing people to be coming to the mic in the coming year. So yeah, keep your ears open and keep the channel peeled. And also, I've just loved being able to be interacting with so many people and changing their lives on a personal basis. Because while changing lives from an organizational perspective, you can end up changing hundreds and thousands, tens of thousands of people in one go for the better, it can be quite impersonal. Whereas actually, when you start to work with smaller teams, people one-on-one, etc., and seeing that kind of transformational change, seeing their performance just accelerate through the roof beyond where they thought it ever was, that has been fantastic. And just those little moments, those times when you just see the impact it's had in their lives has just been just phenomenal. It really has. Really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Yeah. So I've gone a little bit using the number system that I have noted down here from what I spoke about last time. So rating it from 1 to 10, 1 being poor and 10 being the best. I believe I'll just double check, but yeah, I gave my profession, so career and work, a 5 out of 10 because I feel like I've made some progress this year, like done some new exciting things like managing this podcast, etc. And I found like building we had to rebuild our website, didn't we? We swapped platforms, but that was a good learning curve, and I felt like a step up in the ladder. I work out here at the company Sharp Fit for Life. And yeah, doing like email marketing and stuff. Also been on a marketing course this year. So I do feel like I've definitely learned a lot and progressed a little bit, but I do feel there is still a lot of headroom for progression. And you were talking at the beginning of the podcast about pivoting at some point in the future. Maybe not a full pivot, but maybe do something alongside this. Perhaps it's a bit more hands-on rather than on a computer, sort of where I'm seeing things going. But at the same time, I would like to, keep running the podcast alongside it, etc. So yeah, I would say I'm happy, but there's room for improvement as always. So give myself 5 out of 10 there.
Excellent. And it's always good to find those room for improvements, because you never want to get too stayed in a single thing, because that's when like years kind of pass by and you kind of blink and you think, where's my life gone? Whereas actually, being out there and doing things differently and enjoying those things, it can give a real sense of satisfaction, of achievement, of actually you've explored all the different things. You can turn around and say, actually, I didn't settle. I kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do. Now, that isn't for everybody. Some people, they want a really nice steady role. They want to be able to just know what they're doing day in, day out. And for them, that is bliss. And, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But it's not for everybody. So it's always about finding the thing that's right for you.
And obviously, change is risk.
Absolutely.
So there's also that element. And then there's also like, you kind of almost got to either know what direction you want to take, or something kind of slips in through the back door on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've done professional. Let's quickly move forwards onto partner. So it's an interesting one. So for me, obviously my partner is your mum.
Yep.
And our relationship has just gone from strength to strength. It really has. It's we've had rocky times in the past, but this last year it's definitely been like the 10 out of 10. Everything's kind of just fitted in really well. We both enjoy doing activities together. We both enjoy doing activities on our own. We've been out to like live shows. We've done Wainwrights. We've had long weekend breaks. We've been away on holidays together. We've done beach days, and a lot of those, for example, we've also done with friends or family, which has kind of brought in that second part. So I'm going to kind of amalgamate this with the people element for me. And again, the people element's been good. I'd love to have more time with friends and family. I think that would be a real lovely thing, but you can't do everything. So sometimes there is, you might want to spend like 2, 3, 4, 5 weekends doing various different things with your friends, but if it doesn't kind of work out from a timing perspective, because obviously they're busy people as well, then it doesn't. But I've still managed to do so many things, being able to have parties and stuff and go have time with friends. But there are things we haven't managed to do. So one of the things I was trying to do this year was to help your sister Hannah be able to get a driver's license, and she's a lovely driver, but obviously she's just got a lot going on with college, so she's kind of focusing in this area. So I haven't managed to get that finished. So it's one of the things that I set out to do but didn't complete, but I'm okay with that. I want to do a lot more hill walking with a friend of mine, Andy. But he's had an awful year for illnesses and things kind of going wrong with compressions of discs, sciatic issues. He's just literally broke his toe.
Yep.
So hopefully he's going to get to February this year and everything's going to be cool. Everything's going to work for him. So
fingers and toes crossed for that one.
Yeah, God bless you and everything. And there was a few things we kind of set out on the agenda we wanted to do as a family, and we just didn't do it. So nothing major. It's just like, for example, there was some shows we wanted to go see and things. and again, just time went in different directions, and people's gone in different directions, and when we look back and reflect on it, we're not that bothered we didn't do those, because the times that we have done things together have just absolutely outweighed it. The holidays with grandparents that we've all done together, we'll never get those days back again, and it's just absolutely fantastic, especially as they are getting older at the end of the day, and but just having those amazing memories and be able to look back and say, yeah, we all did that. We had really good fun doing it as well. As long as the various different days out, and even just silly things, like the different things we've done for birthdays and stuff. So for example, your older brother loves like arcade games. Went down to spend an entire day in an arcade studio, and it's something we wouldn't ever naturally do, but he loves that kind of stuff, and therefore it's joining in with things that he enjoys as well. So it's not always about forcing people to do what we want to do. We have to also then fit in with what other people want to do, which has been lovely. It's been a real nice mix of things. I'm just kind of going through the list of all sorts of stuff, from just the meals out with people on here. There's the times I went over to Killarney and spent the time over in Ireland. There's fire walking we did this year, walking on glass we did this year. There's
a lot of things with a lot of people.
Yeah, and we had the amazing Lisa Clifford, who we did that with on the show before. So again, amazing people that we've now got in our lives and in our kind of circle. And I've spent a lot of time with Lisa over this last year in not only just in conversation on things like podcasts and stuff, but just in general conversation as well, and listen to her and what she's been going through. And likewise, she's been giving me some good advice on things that I've been doing. So again, it's amazing how these people come into your life and where they kind of come from.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, so
and the choir.
Yes, you just recently did a choir performance.
Yeah, we did the Christmas choir performance, which was really good. It's a community choir, so we decided to join that beginning of this year, really to give us something to do as myself, Sarah, and Hannah, just to get out there and do that together. And it's been lovely. We've done a couple of performances, really enjoyed it. I mean, singing something I used to do when I was a lot younger. I was like pre-teens and teens. But then after that, life gets in the way, right? You kind of end up working, having family and everything else. But it's been nice to be able to come back to it and just really enjoy that time just singing. It's good.
Yeah, so I'll combine my two as well, so partner and people. It's definitely been a very interesting year, has 2025, for me, like shifting the balance of that dramatically compared to past years, past relationships with friends, etc. So I would, if we're scoring out of 10, I would say the partner is definitely hitting like a solid 9 out of 10. We had this discussion together that we have not just pulled that out because, yeah, like obviously there's still things to learn about each other. And as with everything, there has been like a few moments of like disagreement, but I would say like all of those have been overcome very quickly. But on the flip side, like we have like done some amazing things together this year. Like we did a podcast episode a few weeks ago now about our recent trip to Asia, which was awesome. Like beyond that, we've been to Ireland twice together, which is pretty good. Went to Copenhagen for a birthday, which was like amazing. And these are things that she wouldn't have probably done perhaps without me. And then there's like loads of other stuff that Amy has brought into my life. I've even things just, I mean, we did last year too, but I'll still count it. It was like going and doing like Christmassy things and looking around the Christmas trees, because stuff like that I'd have just said like no before. But it's nice to have someone where I can like actually enjoy that kind of stuff. Along with having someone who loves to go hiking and things like that, like all the time. It's awesome. We're both very active people. Like teaching me yoga has been like very beneficial, and yeah, it's in general nice to have someone that I want to do absolutely everything with. It has been a tremendous year with a tremendous person. But then I guess a little imbalance in my life at the moment is balancing that with friendships, because I used to be very much like I had loads of friends, loads of people who I could call, loads of people calling me, like just always had a motive basically to go do something in my younger years. But as I've got older, like a lot of my friends have, for one, moved to different countries, so I'm not around them so much. But the people I'm around, I would say that the connections have got like deeper, and we're getting older, doing different things with lives. Like my friend has recently just got a new house, which was just awesome. Like that is such a milestone that in school, like just don't even think about, and then suddenly it's just like right there in front of you. So it's cool to kind of have that journey with those people. Hiking with friends is something I used to do a lot, and this year I have not done it with my friends, but I have done it with Amy. So, well, I guess she's my best friend, so that's okay. And then the nice thing though, like, is like family time this year, because I've actually been in the country for a significantly longer amount of time this year than other years. I have managed to spend a lot more time with people, and like Christmas, people have been around and made a habit to go see my grandparents a bit more, like weekly. So yeah, it's been pretty good. But I have rated that one a 3 out of 10, just because, in contrast to other years and the amount of people that I know, and I'm not making enough effort to stay in contact with, and probably vice versa. But yeah, I would say it's definitely sitting a lot lower than it has in other years. So I've given that one a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that because again, I've seen that social circle kind of change for you this year, quite significant. I mean, you mentioned about your friends kind of getting houses. There's also been your friends getting children, and these kind of partnerships have kind of grown and changed, and that kind of changes that dynamic. And it's part of life that we all kind of have to go through. And then you suddenly realize you don't quite have as much time with friends. But
Yeah, but like personality shift too. Like, I have just become much more of an introverted person and a more organized person than I was before. Before it was just like, well, yeah, I really liked. I still get charged up by people. Like, they charge up my batteries. Like, if I'm in a room full of people, I
Yeah.
feel fantastic. But yeah, like in general, I'd say I've just scaled it down a bit.
Yeah, well, I'll give you. You definitely got a little more organised this year. I mean, in previous years, it was really easy to see where you'd been in the house. It was like a trail of devastation. It's almost like
Trail of detritus, I think you used to say.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely got better in that kind of department. But yeah, I mean, it's just part of growing up, really. It's just life, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think like even having that not having that trail of detritus, because before I just like never even knew where I was sleeping at night. I was just everywhere, out all the time, and like just crashing from pillar to post for years. It felt like never really in the house at a normal time.
Well, yeah, I mean, the house has kind of settled a lot more. So you're absolutely right. We used to have periods where your mum would start work at like 6 o'clock in the morning when she had one job.
Just interrupt. Does this kind of interject with the physical element that we're going to move on to later?
No, we'll do that in a second. I was just going to quickly give the anecdote of when you used to work at 6 o'clock, used to go to work at 6, and used to come home at 6.
Yeah, we'd pass at the front door. Yeah,
yeah. So it used to be like a 24-hour house. There's always something going on, but now we've kind of got that nice period between like 10 and 5:30, where actually the house is peaceful. It's quiet.
That's true.
Everything's kind of calmed down. So yeah,
which had only happened in like 2025.
Yeah,
and I would say that's as a result of like the people and partner mainly. I know work comes into it, but
yeah. Cool. So we might as well go on to physiology. Yeah,
that sounds good. We'll keep the order. I'll let you go first.
Yeah,
this is the one where I have to try not to speak for an hour.
I'm going to try and condense it down. Oh my god, what a year!
But for this one, I would be curious. What would you rate this one out of 10?
This one, it is just, I don't know. I think it's a good solid 8.
Good 8.
I would love to have said it's a 10, but I think there's things that I could have done better at. Definitely could have done better at. So, your mum was saying the other day, but the amount of running that I'm doing at the moment, because I've literally just yesterday clocked over 2,000 kilometers running this year.
2,000 kilometers. When I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so your mum just turned around and says, for running 2,000 kilometers, you should be, skinny as a rake. And the problem is I enjoy food too much.
So, yeah, well, and there's different body types as well.
Like, I mean, my body composition is definitely not one of a sprinter. So,
well, I might look like a pencil after that, to be honest. So.
No, yeah, you've got a really good body composition.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I ran 2,000 kilometers, if you're meant to look like a rake, I'd look like a pencil.
Oh, definitely. So, yeah, it's just been absolutely amazing. So I know there's things that I need to change to bring myself back on target. I know there's areas that I've kind of let just relax a bit too much. And the thing is, you can't do everything. So I'm enjoying the fact that I've done that. I've enjoyed life. It has given me loads of energy. And as I say, it's just been an amazingly successful year. But I do score it at an 8. I think there's still a little bit more I can give. And we'll find out next year, but we'll come to that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2,000 kilometers. It's like that, and not only that, but I've done on top of that, it's like 203 hours worth of weight training. Done 184 kilometers of hiking. I've done like 39 hours worth of yoga. So it's not just doing one thing; it's kind of bringing everything into the body as well. So things for stretching, things for endurance, things for lifting and power, etc. So breaking the body. And the beginning of the year, it was setting out to do 5 marathons. That was the big thing for this year. You know, running the first ever marathon in my entire life, and then doing 4 more.
Well, yeah, but two extra ones of those are in quick succession, like
Yeah.
a marathon, then 5 days, then a marathon, then 5 days, then a marathon. Like, I was a bit mental.
It was, and when I finished that last one, the Leeds Marathon, I was exhausted. There was nothing left in my tank at that point in time, and I think it took me a good month and a half to actually recover from it. So I remember speaking to Claire Fudge. So Claire has been on the show before, amazing nutritionalist, and she was saying that it's one of the things is there is recovery processes for what's it called? Recovery processes and timings for when you do one marathon, but not when you start to do multiples. And this is where, for example, you are compounding the problem. So, for example,
okay.
you might recover in the space of like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, maybe a month or something from a marathon, but recovery from like 3 big things in fairly quick succession, there is no kind of formula for that.
Right, so it's a bit like to the power. You said there's no formula, and I'm about to say it's like to the power of, but yeah, it just gets exponentially like it multiplies like the recovery time.
Yeah, and I did do some research into it, and I absolutely, the findings that Claire gave me is exactly the same thing. I couldn't find anything either. So it is really kind of, it's interesting pushing your body to those kind of limits. And then on top of that, not only did we do the marathons, I did the 10K runs. So I was again wanting to make sure I was running with Sarah this year. So we've done some amazing 10K runs, the Leeds ones, the York ones, the Sheffield ones. We've done fun things like the Gunpowder Plod. We've run around the Olympic Park in London, which again we never would have imagined doing. We did the Abbey Dash, and then we did the the Santa Fun Run. So running with 3,000 other Santas, which was it was just
looked cool. Did that?
Oh, that was an immense experience. I mean, it wasn't the fastest we've ever run anything, but it was just absolute fun. It was just running in a sea of Santas, kind of just colliding down. Careering down the road. Yeah, not colliding. It probably was colliding at some points. So that was kind of amazing. It was amazing doing all of the park runs this year as well, which has just been fantastic. So
yeah, what medal did you get for that this year? Like I know Mum got silver for doing 40.
Oh no, I didn't do that many. So I only did 29 in the end
of the actual park runs.
Yeah. So by the time I finish, no, that's it. I've done 20. No, I've done 30.
Is that bronze?
Yes, yeah, but I got bronze last year, so it's not like I've got a new one.
Well, I was just curious. I mean, you've got all this other stuff that's probably harder than the back one, but yeah.
But the thing is, it's not just doing the events; it's kind of actually going through and doing the training for it. So a lot of people, for example, think, oh, it's quite easy. You go out there and just do a run and, oh, you're just fit, blah, 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 blah. But it isn't. It's all of the preparation, the training and the consistency through it. So to be able to do those marathons, those like 5 marathons, to be able to do those 10Ks, to be able to do the park runs, the whole of that probably doesn't add up to, I don't know, maybe 500 kilometers or something like that. But it's the extra 1,500 kilometers that kind of got me to that.
But what's crazy though is like before, like running like a 10K or a half marathon or whatever was such a big achievement, even at the start of the year. And now in the build up to your ultra, now the app that you use for the training, you're doing sort of half marathons as training runs.
Yeah.
Instead of being like a monumental achievement, it's just, I mean, it's still an achievement. It's still hard. Like, I guess it's not got like easy. I wouldn't say it's got easy for you, but easier. And the fact that you're using that as a training run now is quite crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a training run on today. I'll be doing another 10K. So yeah, it is. It's unbelievable. And tomorrow, a 29-kilometer run. So that's what 3/4 marathon basically.
And then you're going hiking after that, right?
No, we're not going to do the hike.
Not going to do the hike.
The second because it's going to be too cold.
Right, okay. Because I was thinking, what, you're going to do a 29-kilometer run and then drive to the Lake District or Wales and do a hike? But okay, that makes more sense.
Well, it is.
You would have made it work, probably.
It's doable, but
yeah.
no. The temperature's due to be like -9 with the wind, etc. on the tops.
Do we have a whistle? I don't know what these buttons do. Could have had a whistle.
So no, I don't think we're going to try that one. That would just
Sensible.
be foolhardy, I think, at this point.
Yes, I think that's sensible.
Yeah, give us a bit more practice at doing winter hiking, and we'll probably do it. But it's not a this year thing, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So what about you? What have you done on the physiology side?
So again, going off the scale, I was consult the old iPhone, but I think I gave it a 7. Yeah, so physiology, learned how to pronounce it this episode. Yeah, so I've given that a 7 out of 10. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast and whatever, like I would say, like I want to like give it a 10 because I feel like it is this year that I really started my like, we'll call it like a quote unquote transformational journey. Like I wouldn't say I was necessarily out of shape or unfit before, but this year I put in the effort to make sure I'm going to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, every week. Like even when I've like, well, this is where it becomes to a 7 with the injuries, but I'll come back onto that. Like I've just been making a very good effort to make sure I'm hitting the gym basically as much as, well, not as much as I can, but those 5, 6 days a week. And then like just not having excuses for it and just doing it, which has been very beneficial. And then I would say another part of this is like doing the circadian rhythm sort of stuff. Like, so then my sleep and my recovery is much better than it's ever been before. That's something that I've definitely worked hard at. Like it did not come easy because I just want to stay up doing things. Getting up early, that's easy, but going to bed early is hard. So I've definitely put a lot of work into that, and I would say like I'm sort of like happy with the progress of that so far. It's been fun and interesting and different, and I've enjoyed it. So that has also been great. And then also like we've discussed in the past on this podcast, but the skateboarding, like in winter, it's just not very easy to do. So I have to find other things to substitute it with. But in the summer, I've been like skating a lot. But again, this is where there's a bit of a downfall to all this. And what else have I been doing? I'm making sure I go for an hour walk a day. And that's actually for the physiology of my eyes more than my body, just so I can have the hour a day looking into the distance, because it is hard. I find it very hard to do that thing where you like take a break from the screen and look into the distance to get back. Like I lose my train of thought too much. I do try to leave my desk and go for a walk around and look around. But yeah, an hour a day looking into the distance. And then also on the vision, I've been trying to read a bit more this year because I learned from another podcast that you might think people are dyslexic, right? Definitely a thing. But like I'd say, for example, myself, it is actually just a thing I've never really read before. So I've never trained my eyes to look in that way before. So like, how can I expect to just do it? Like, obviously I know how to read, but like the concentration element was very difficult. So I've been trying to read more to improve my eyesight in the reading. Because people just look at eyesight as 20/20 vision, like how far can you see and how close can you see? But there is other elements to it. And one of those I've heard is reading. So trying to just train my brain to be able to do that, which I would say is all physiology. So yeah, like overall feeling pretty good. But the reason that I can't give it a 10 is because I've definitely blown up my foot this year once, my knee I think twice, and even right now as recording this podcast, my knee currently hurts, but I'm not too sure why. I've also like a positive, I've been adding the yoga and making sure I stretch every single day. That is a thing of 2025, stretching every day, because I hate that. It feels like licking sand. My body is not, because I have such powerful legs, I think, from the skateboarding, like from all the parkour and stuff that I've done in the past and jumping and climbing and this and that. I think everything's got quite tight, and I'm not really a flexible person. I've got a bit of twist, but not so much like the forward folds, etc., or the shoulder mobility. So yeah, a lot of mobility training this year as well. But yeah, so there's been injuries. So like I've blown up my foot, blown up my knee. As I said, my knee hurts like right now. I'm sure there's been other little things like just having swellbow constantly, but because I can't skate at the moment, I have that. And for those that don't know, swellbow is just where you have a nice, like, not quite the size of a tennis. I mean, it can be as big as you want, but a big permanent lump on your elbow because it's just constantly swollen from falling on them. That's not great. And then I was involved in a car crash, which didn't feel great on my physiology, to be honest. Like, I've felt nicer feelings. And then also just rest and recovery. So I said, like, I've dialed in on the sleep and the circadian rhythm and getting the night's sleep, which has been great. But then I've not, towards the back end of the year, I've definitely made a much more conscious effort to rest more so my body can recover. Because I did have a long period of having a bad back, and then it was, like a little niggle, like saying to me, like, you should probably stop. And I never did. And then one day, bing, felt like an elastic band snapped, and it was awful. And so, like, since that, I've been trying to not do too much, but I can tell when I've been doing too much because I get a little bit of lower back pain. And then you try to push through, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then it's just agonizing. So that's not been great having, because I don't want a bad back. I'm 24. Like, I'm 24 and I can say that I had a bad back for about 6 months, which is just crazy, and I don't want that. So I know we're going to talk about next year in a little bit, so I'll leave it for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's some really nice bits you kind of brought out there. The fact that, for example, the skating, you love it, etc. At the same time, it does kind of cause you the injuries. So obviously, you kind of got this bit where you just got to balance
the double-edged sword. That
and then same with, for example, doing the workouts, and that was one of the things I thought was really good this year. The fact that you took some time out. I think we were away for like 3 weeks, something, and you came back refreshed and renewed, and you kind of completely revitalized.
Yeah, then I saw the value in it.
Yeah, exactly. That was a moment, and I saw that happen. It was just fantastic because I've been telling you it for like years, and it's like just seeing that kind of recognition. And sometimes you can get the advice from other people, you can listen to what other people say, but actually, until you experience it for yourself, you'll never actually really understand what it means.
Yeah, and I was forced into that experience in a way. Like I never gave myself the opportunity for that. But now that I have, and I'm like, oh, like my back doesn't kill. And like I can actually like lift heavier now because like my body's not constantly fatigued. But obviously like I'm ramping everything up, but I'm just trying to like take the time of the day to relax.
Yeah, so it's every kind of 12 weeks or so. Just take the week off, just do nothing. Absolutely deload.
I'm not sure if we're there yet. baby steps.
But whatever is going on, I mean, being in your mid-20s, it's like a brilliant time.
Yeah, it's a brilliant time
because everything's
what you want working. Really.
Yeah, and you have, and your body looks absolutely amazing for it.
Thank you.
You do look like some kind of medical students, kind of anatomy kind of thing. So if you guys want to have an idea of what that looks like, just go and look at the textbooks. That is pretty much what that looks like.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, you've got it.
I've put the work in this year, that's for sure.
Yeah,
but also
you can see the definition in your shoulders and your back and your legs, your arms, etc. So you've got it. You've absolutely dialed it in this year. And you came back, for example, from Australia last year, was it?
It's like 2 years ago now.
No way.
Well, it'll be 2 years in March.
Christ. So you came back from Australia 2 years ago, and you look good. You did. You came back looking like you'd enjoyed yourself, etc. You're still looking relatively trim, but the difference between then looking good and now looking just phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd say I've always been slim, but never really toned. And obviously, we spoke on the podcast before. My diet back then was literally Domino's and beer. So we've improved that a little bit too.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. Domino's and beer. Oh dear God. Speaking of Domino's and beer, though, let's move swiftly on to play.
Okay, like you have some unusual segues into things.
Well, for some people that is their play, isn't it? It's like let's go and just enjoy life. And there's always time for a bit of Domino's and beer. It's not saying don't do it, but everything in moderation. You might do it once or twice a year. You don't need to now do it every single week.
Be mindful as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then knowing when you have done it, what you can do to, bring yourself back on target. More than anything else, like we for example, we've really enjoyed this Christmas. It's been nice being with friends and family and just enjoying like Christmas dinner and things. And I remember, for example, you got quite warm, so you took your top off, and there's Amy there going, "There you go, I can see the Christmas dinner in your stomach." But the thing is, even if that was true, which it wasn't, you can just do something about it quite instantaneously because you just enjoyed that one day. And we've talked about this before in the pre-Christmas kind of run-up series, how to kind of manage this. And that's what you do. Absolutely, that's what you do.
Well, I set the expectation from the start. I was like, I'm locking in for 3 days and just eating a lot. And then I was like, but like, because I like set that, like I'm doing that for that amount of days. And then after that day, I'm going back to normal. Easy. And it's been fine. Like I know it's not healthy. I can't argue that it's healthy, but I'm like, that's better than just being like tempted for like 2 weeks at all the little things that are in the house. I was like, just go crazy. And then like, it's good though, because then I got like more food in me for the gym and stuff. So it kind of worked for me personally in my life now. But like, it's not for everybody. Like if your goal's different, don't do it. But yeah, I find that good, like setting that expectation to myself and just being like, you're doing this and then you're going back to normal. Like it's easier for me because then I don't have to be constantly like playing mind games with myself of if like I'm eating too much or this or that. I'm like, I know I am. It's fine. And then I'll sort it out.
Exactly, and I think I'm kind of the same, but especially with adding the running in, I need the extra calories in the body to be able to perform at the level that I need to be doing, and therefore it's about making sure I've got those available to me when I need them. So doing things like, for example, eating more over Christmas, doing a half marathon, for example, it's great. It kind of burn some of that out. So it's great being able to do that and then be able to just manage my training around those kind of meals and those times and things. Otherwise, I just have to increase the fueling anyway.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's get back on the topic of actual play. We've just talked about playing with food there, really.
Yeah. And play this year. I mean, when I set this year out, I had some great intentions. I wanted to do some snow sculpting with Justin, which we did. Went over to Austria, to Ischgl, and thoroughly enjoyed doing a sculpture over there of Lily the Frog. And it didn't win us anything, but it was just a fun sculpture to do, and it got so many people talking as they were coming down the mountain, just remembering. It's like, and it wasn't just one set of skiers. They just come down. And it's like the chap would be nudging his missus and saying, "That's just like you." And you see this kind of frog with giant breasts, let's put it out there, just sunbathing on this lily pad, and it was cartoonified. It was just fun and enjoyable. It just made people smile, which was wonderful, and that's what we aim to do a lot of time. Then from there I went to do quite a serious piece around narcissism in Ely, called Spooks Dying Out, and it was kind of the emptiness of some of those tables, those family tables, when you do live with a narcissist, and it's not a nice thing to happen. So that was a nice reflective piece, and again, it was interesting hearing different people's interpretation. So we kind of done this as this like hovering, ghoulish kind of table, kind of with nothing there. There's nothing on the actual table. There's no love, no nothing there. But for other people, when they came and saw it, that what they saw was people at prayer around the table, or people that's like coming together, and therefore they saw the very positive aspects coming out of it. So it was really nice to hear those interpretations as well of how people can take art on board and actually then utilize it for other rights. So that was lovely being able to do that. Obviously, the year before, 2024, I met the amazing Pat Falvey, the explorer who's done both sides of Everest. He's done all the 7 summits twice. He's crossed Antarctica. He's been to the Arctic. He's lived with God knows how many tribes. He's just such an amazing guy. And he invited me over to Ireland, which is why we ended up in Killarney. Yep. And it's been lovely spending time with him. So we did that, and we went to. He invited us to go climb Carrauntoohil, which was the first time I'd climbed Carrauntoohil ever, which is the tallest mountain in Ireland, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I made some really nice friends over in Ireland. We're going to do some more climbing in the years ahead, I can imagine, and in fact, we'll come back to him when we talk about the what's going to be happening this year. But there are some things I had on my list that I didn't do. So I was hoping to do Machu Picchu this year. But with all of the unrest that kind of happened there, I'm glad we didn't. Yeah. And also I was hoping to go sailing. We did a sail week in 2024, which was really good fun, with the RYA down at Barton on Humber, with the North Lincolnshire and Humber Sailing Club, which again is a sailing club that Justin's part of. We really enjoyed that last year, and we hope to do this year, but just couldn't make the timing work because of the various things that were happening. So we didn't manage that this year. So there are things put on the playlist that didn't kind of happen.
I like that one, the playlist. Sounds good.
But, there's lots of things that we did that we never expected to. So we talked about not doing Machu Picchu, but ended up doing Kilimanjaro instead.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the tallest mountain in Africa, and also did the safari around there. That was just...
also the tallest freestanding mountain in the world.
It is the tallest freestanding mountain in the world, and that was just a fabulous experience. Loved it. The people of Tanzania, really friendly. We had some amazing guides, and just absolutely loved the experience. And so, yes, that's kind of fueled me for more adventures of a similar ilk, I think, coming up. And then we end up doing lots more fun with kind of walking and stuff. We've done so many different peaks. We did all of the 3 peak challenges, National 3 Peaks, the Yorkshire 3 Peaks, the Surrey 3 Peaks, the Wales 3 Peaks. I've done it with various different people as well. I did the Yorkshire 3 Peaks, doing a bit of a run walk as well. So that was kind of nice. And it made me realise, actually, I can do fell run if I wanted to. I don't have to do it at the fastest point in time. And that was one of those really interesting things that I found this year, was how much I'm enjoying doing it for the fun of it, not for anything else. I'm not doing it for a specific time. I'm not doing it because somebody else is making me do it. I'm not doing it to be competitive. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And I did a bit of research around this, just to kind of understand, what's the psychology? Why is that the case? And it's because it lacks judgment.
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
When it gets down to the absolute basics of it, the thing that kind of kills fun for most people is that feeling of being judged. As soon as you get to anything where you feel you're being judged, all of a sudden, everything just wanes. It kind of just disappears. You're no longer interested. It almost becomes like a job. But whenever things don't feel like you're being judged, this isn't the case. That's actually a really nice observation to understand that. And that's realistically when I come out to do some of these things, especially on the play side stuff and on the physiology, I'm doing it to enjoy it, doing it to finish it, and do it to not get injured. If I can manage those 3 things, it works really well.
That's really nice to hear, because I've heard recently that like the dopamine of doing something now has actually been measured to be higher when you post it on social media than when you've actually completed it yourself. So that's actually very nice that you're getting all the intrinsic motivation and reward from the running.
Yeah, definitely. And anything of that I'm kind of doing, it's very, very much intrinsic. It's for the joy of doing it as opposed to being for anything else. And yeah, it's interesting you say about the fact that most people, they get more dopamine by staying on social media.
Well, I don't know if it's most people, but it's just been shown, like if someone lands, say a new skate trick, then they've landed it, but then they actually get more reward from other people seeing it on social media, and they're like seeing what reactions they get given from that.
Nice.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Like I'm very like an intrinsic person. I just do it for myself, my own brain. But maybe I just think that, and that's not true. But I don't really post myself stuff on social media, so it must be true.
Well, we'll see. But what's been on your playlist for the year?
I like that playlist thing. We're gonna have to carry that into next year. So I would say, like my play, let's see what I rated it on the old iPhone here. Play, I gave it an 8, right? So my reasoning for that is travel this year, as I mentioned a little earlier in this episode, has been amazing. Been some amazing places, seen some amazing things. And for me, that is play. I just love traveling. So it's been pretty good. Tick some new places off the list, retick some old places off the list, and done some great things. Little bit of a crossover with the physiology, really. With the climbing, I would consider that to be play. Skating, we'll lose a few marks there because I've not been able to do it as much as I want, because I think it's been like a particularly wet winter. Like summer was actually not too bad, but yeah, I've not really had much opportunity to skate. And it's very weather dependent, and I do not like the feeling of thinking, I can skate today, and then it rains for 5 minutes, and then I can't. Everything else is dry, but the skate park is built on a floodplain, and it's wet. So that. Yeah, and then another thing, like hiking, I've done loads of walks this year, especially like discovered the Yorkshire Wolds, which has been a godsend in the winter, to be honest. But we haven't actually been to the Lake Districts much to do the Wainwrights I've been hoping to do. So on that front, because it was like on my list last year to tick so many Wainwrights, and I just didn't really get the opportunity to go to the Lake District. When I did, that's when I hurt my back, so I couldn't do them. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, overall, like it's been good. Like travel and hobbies this year have definitely been great. And I've improved in them too. Like improved in the climbing, improved in my traveling skills, if that's a thing. But I have got better at planning the trips, etc. So yeah, it's been like pretty good. Just more hiking next year.
I think there is actually skills in traveling skills.
I think there is. Like it's definitely developed. Like from when I first ever went by myself somewhere, which was probably like Magaluf or something. So now,
I remember that.
Yeah, awful, horrible. Not my kind of holiday, but I think that was one of the first.
You went with your mates though.
I went with my mates, but I don't know. I don't know where I first went on holiday by myself. Maybe Prague. That was nice. Prague was nice.
Yeah, I remember you going to Prague. I had a few friends over there that I'd kind of primed just in case things went wrong.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, I think that might have been like my first. But yeah, I think there is some skill in it, and just like I'm pretty happy with my play this year. My playlist.
Excellent. But yeah, I definitely agree there is a skills in traveling, and I think me and you have compared ideas and things that kind of work. And again, it works for different things. So you need certain things when you're traveling for business. There's certain things when you travel for a family, and there's certain things when you kind of do your adventure traveling. And each one of them are kind of different. You kind of pack in a slightly different way. You pack different things, etc. So as an example, when I was doing the Kilimanjaro this year, the scenery was stunning. I would have loved to, for example, taken my big camera and taken some amazing kind of photos with it. It would have been a lot sharper, etc. But the extra weight that would have encompassed,
not worth it.
Just couldn't do it. It would have broken the limits, because again, we're trying to keep these things really light. We're carrying all the stuff up mountains and things, so it's just dropping things down, saying, okay, well, actually, I'm going to keep it to just being the phone, and then bringing the spare batteries and stuff. So it's interesting. For example, just little things that you have to kind of change for each one of those types of adventures. Whereas, for example, going away with business, it's taking the laptop, taking loads of stuff that I need to do for work and things. So yeah, it's different.
And one interesting thing I've found is like literally trading like time for money. So when I first started going by myself, I'd do everything like basically the cheapest I could, unless I was particularly grouchy or something. But like, yeah, like I would, get the train or whatever, and then the train's in an awkward location, and you got to like walk with your bag on or whatever. But now, like learning, especially on this time with Thailand, like just to spend like a little more on like a taxi, but then you gain so much time back, and like flying places like gets you like a day back, but you've had to spend like a little bit of money, but then you've got more time to do the stuff. Like that has definitely been an interesting, different way of doing things. On previous trips, it was all about, I spoke about friends before, all about the social element for me. Like I didn't actually care where I was, as long as I was like with people having fun. But then it became much more about, like not utilizing the time, because I was kind of utilizing it anyway. But now, like, as I'm doing different types of trips, it's been interesting to see that, like, you do have to pay a little bit of a premium to get a lot of time back. And that has been an interesting thing to, like, learn that that's worth it.
Definitely. I mean, time is the one thing in life you can never get back. As soon as you spent it, it's gone. Therefore, yeah, I mean, if you can do more things of what you enjoy and what you want to do, and actually things that are healthy and happy and kind of make you be a better person and contribute more back into the world, etc., then that's a good use of that kind of time.
Yeah, and we change. Because, like, go back 3 years, I'd love to spend 16 hours on a bus, like speak to those people, having that experience, because it was so new to me at the time. Like, I'd never done that. So it's fun. Now I've done that, and I'd rather just fly for an hour and a half and then get a full day of like seeing somewhere else. So times are changing, and it's cool.
Definitely are. Speaking of times changing, then let's move on to the physical aspect of the house and the workplace and all those type of things. So, yeah, I just literally had a couple of things I was going to do this year. One was to put a greenhouse up, because Hannah wanted to learn how to grow more vegetables and things, and
that's been cool. Did
really, really well in 2024. So we got her a greenhouse, put it up in the garden, and she's done even more this year. We've had so many giant marrows.
Yeah, they've been cool.
Courgettes and cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers and just all sorts of things. So again, that's kind of another great life skill and something she's really enjoyed doing. So it'd be lovely being able to create space in our home environment to allow it to happen. I was supposed to be doing a lot of modifications to the kitchen, because we've had that now 3 years, and there's a few things now we didn't quite like. None of that kind of happened. Actually, no, I lie, actually, because literally in this last week, I've managed to fit some extra shelves and replace the tap that was dripping. So
yeah, coming clutch there.
Yeah, so I think I can get a partial win for that. I think.
Yeah,
partial success.
I think so.
But then there's loads of other things that kind of came out that we didn't expect. So we sold the caravan because a friend of ours had an injury, and she was looking for somewhere. She lives on a houseboat, and she couldn't get on and off the gangplank because she'd broken a leg. So we lent her the caravan, and she said, could she buy it? I said, yeah. So that kind of has been a big change. We've had that in our lives for crumbs. I think we worked out it was like 13 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of family holidays, lots of time in Scotland and Wales and lakes and
But
things.
yeah, we just do different types of holidays now. So
Yeah, well,
it's
yeah.
nice. In my opinion, it's nice to have the space back on the drive.
Well, we need the space back on the drive now. Now we've got 3 cars.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So it's kind of been a bit of a change. But like you say, it's a positive change, definitely. And it was getting a little bit long in the tooth. Let's face it, there was things starting to not work on it that were no
Yeah.
longer fixable. So
I guess with that, it was like a good example of loss aversion because like I didn't want to get rid of it just in case.
yeah,
The just in case never came, and then it actually got like a much better use helping out a friend, as you say.
yeah.
And that had a lot more reward to it. So I think that was like a good test of loss aversion, honestly.
Definitely, yeah, I 100% agree with you on that one. And then, yeah, just do a few more things, so little DIY jobs, the honey-do lists, honey-do this, honey-do that. So lots of little tasks on there. So things like, tidying the garage, that definitely needed doing. It's only half tidied. We've still got to finish the other half off. That is definitely a book a weekend in to finish that off this year. And again, doing things like replacing beds and stuff in the house that just needed to be done. It's just been so many years, and everyone's kind of grown up since having those. So it's been lots of little tasks for me, but it's kind of made a much better space for us all to kind of live in. And obviously, working partially from home as well. We've got the spaces where we're working, and that's kind of had a big impact on us, definitely, on that and how we do things.
Well, yeah, because the next thing to be upgraded really is the home office where this podcast gets edited, actually.
Yep. So yeah, we're a minute start on that. So, but again, that's the next year job. Let's save that for the next
part. We'll save it.
Anyway, so what about you from a physical perspective? How's your environment?
Yeah, I rated mine a 5 out of 10, not because it's bad and not because it's good. I just feel like I'm at an age where I'm sort of ready for a bit of change, and I guess we're probably about the time start like thinking about moving out. Like I always said that I want to do it by the time I'm 25.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, so I've always said I want to do that by the time I'm 25.
Yeah,
and yeah, so it's like it's not bad, it's not good, but I would like to have my own space where I can like personalize it how I want to. Because at the end of the day, like in a family home, it is all a bit of like a compromise. Obviously, we need the spaces to work and stuff like that. We both need that. So it'd probably be like good for everybody. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with it. Like I'm happy with it. It's just fine. It's just fine. But like I'm ready to, I guess, spread my wings a bit. If that's not too cliche.
No. I think it's perfect. Cliches are there for a reason, you know that, don't they? They are cliches because they happen. So it's pointless like worrying about it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've always said 25, and that's coming up, and we'll make it happen.
Definitely, and I think you guys are going to have you'll make a lovely space, and like we've always said, the space we've got in the family home's always there. So if things ever happen, I hope to God they never do, but it is always there that you can always move back in. And I know, for example, over the years, I never had to move back in with my parents, but I did move in with my brother when things went a little bit peak tongue at one point.
Right, yeah.
So I was really appreciative of a spare room from my brother, I must admit. And sometimes you need that little safety net when things do go wrong. So, but
I appreciate that.
Hopefully, it'll never happen, and you guys will just, I'm sure it will. It'll sure be perfect. So, about next, we're going to move on to personal development.
Personal, yeah, you go first then.
Yeah.
Going.
So this I scored really low. as much as I kind of feel like I've done so many things. I don't feel like I've learned anything new. So I kind of set the beginning of the year up. I've actually got a strength and conditioning exam that I'm supposed to be taking to submit all the coursework for. I just haven't completed it. So that's kind of a bad thing. I need to get that finished and done. But I've just not had time. Again, you've only got so many hours in the day, so many days in the week, so many weeks in the year, and I filled them with so many other amazing things that one kind of fell by the wayside. And also, I've got 7, 8 books outlined already that I've not finished. So I need to move them from being outlined books to completed books, and we'll touch a little bit more on that a little bit later. So I was kind of feeling really. I've not really looked at this really much, and that's why I gave it like a 3. And I only gave it a 3 because when I was chatting with Sarah, she kind of pointed out, well, you may not have actually done any personal development from a learning standpoint of sit down doing book work, but you've actually learned how to run marathons. And that is so true. And when I kind of look back and thinking about all the studying I've done about the nutritional side of how to use your body for endurance as opposed to being for power training and strength training, it is so different. And I've been able to use that to help my clients and things as well. So that's been a really kind of good thing. So that kind of edged it more towards a 3. And then the other thing she kind of pointed out is, did become a Guinness World Record holder this year as well.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
it's like, it can't be sniffed at. I mean, that's a good personal development thing, I think.
Pretty good. Yeah, so with mine, not much better than you, to be fair. I've just given it a 4. I would say like a similar thing. Like this year, I've really gained 0 new accolades in terms of like actual physical like stamps of achievement, I suppose.
Oh, you got your digital marketing
Not done that yet.
accreditation.
Not finished.
It's not finished yet. No way.
No, but like I'm not allowed to like submit it until January. Like I'd say like I've finished, but like I haven't got the accolades. So I would say like if we're talking 2025, I've got like that is a hard fact that I've got no new personal accolades. But then a similar thing to you, like on a personal development, like just for me, like I don't have a piece of paper for it, but personal development, I would say I have definitely developed like a lot of organizational skills, a lot of like, been in the gym, like proving that I can stay dedicated even if I'm not motivated and stuff like that, and still like pushing through the injuries and keep going of like skating and stuff, and got better at climbing, which to me, like all that stuff is powerful to me. I'm just feeling a bit more confident and stuff in general, and learn how to build a website, learn how to like do these podcasts and stuff. So yeah, like I would say I've personally grown. I just don't have a piece of paper to show for it. So 4 out of 10.
Well, the piece of paper is nothing really. It's
No,
the life experience. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then prosperity.
Yeah, prosperity. Well, some things work, some things don't work. So the consulting's always been that kind of background piece. So, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's kind of brought some stability into what we do, and it's given us that kind of base that we can use to do other things. So explore how we can help other people. Put on things like the podcast, etc., and share a lot more. So it's been good to have that there behind us. I think without it, we wouldn't have been able to do half as much at all. At the same time, there's been other kind of things that kind of helped as well. So again, what we've done around with the speaking, mentoring, and coaching, that's been really good. Also, doing things like mentoring and coaching people around their personal performance has been absolutely fantastic, and just loving those experiences with people. So all those things have kind of really kind of come together this year and given me a real rich quality of life, as well as kind of bringing some income in. Things that didn't kind of happen. So we never managed to get the photo shoot back done. So after the abysmal kind of attempt in 2024, when everything kind of went very wrong, and the photographer became quite ill, and so it never really took back off again.
It never materialized.
But I think everyone's kind of attention kind of changed, and it's been interesting to hear. And I don't know if this is something that I'm putting out rather than being what other people are expecting, but we've got less people being interested in their physical appearance. I mean, it's always something people want to improve on, but actually a lot of people are now more interested in their personal well-being, and actually how can they perform better, live longer, and actually, just enjoy that quality of life as they're kind of getting older. So that seems to be more of the focus of what people are talking about these days than just, for example, I want to have a six-pack abs and I will look fantastic in a photo shoot.
Yeah, it's like what's happening beneath. I've seen that shift a bit as well.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's something, again, that I'm not looking for those type of people, or what's going to happen, but it's been really nice to speak to people who are just looking to really be better in life for themselves.
Yeah, that is absolutely awesome.
What about you?
Yeah, so I would say that from a prosperity perspective, finance wise, I give it a 10 out of 10. Like I had a goal, I reached the goal, like I'm pretty happy with that. And then like fulfillment from this job has been good. Like it's definitely been like a learning curve. Like we've definitely had a lot of pivot points this year, and I'll be looking forward to what's to come next year as well. But yeah, like there's really like nothing that I would change. Like I hit my goals, so I feel like it can't really get much more than 10. Because I think it's much easier to set goals in this category than all of the others, because it's very like number driven. So it's a bit easier to reach, whereas all the others just is always chopping and changing. So
Yeah, it's interesting you say that about being kind of, number kind of quantifiable. And I'm very much a person to monitor and measure everything, as we've talked about on lots of different occasions. So I monitor and measure everything, and even starting the episode and saying doing the 2,000 kilometers running this year, it's only because I've been monitoring and measuring it that actually I can know these things and therefore know how it's impacting every area of my life. But sometimes it's the unquantifiable items that actually you feel the most. So the human connections that you have, the personal experiences that you obtain, the impacts you have on other people's lives, not all of that is measurable by a number.
Yeah.
But it is kind of something where you can definitely feel it. Actually that's been a good thing. Hopefully you guys are playing along as we've done this. So if we've been talking about what happened last year, you've kind of been reflecting as well. And then we can start to look at, what's going to happen in the next year ahead, because, this is New Year's Eve. This is the time when you set those goals out. You say, okay, this is what I'm planning on doing the year ahead. And as you can see, we've gone through what we planned to do last year and what we have achieved, what we haven't achieved. We didn't achieve everything that we set out on New Year's Eve kind of thing for the year ahead. But, we put a massive dent in it, and not only that, we added to it in various other places, and those things have enriched us even more. So hopefully you guys are in the same kind of position as you're kind of going through this. You're looking back at what you did over the last year, and then let's put something in place ready for the year ahead. Again, if you do not hit every single one of them, it does not matter. But the key thing is to have a goal, have a North Star, have a direction to going, so that actually you then never in a position where you think, oh, there's nothing I can do, or you start to feel despondent because you don't have something that you're trying to reach for and gain. Because I once heard someone say you'll always find yourself being happier when you're creating than when you're consuming.
Oh, yeah, that's a good quote.
Yep. So when you're creating something, when you're creating better experiences, when you're creating more happiness in the world, etc., you're always going to feel better than when you're just consuming things all the time. When you're in that place where you don't have a goal, then all that you're doing is you're just consuming what's happening around you, and therefore that's where that despondency comes in, the depression kind of comes in, that kind of feeling that oh, woe is me, life's just happening, blah 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 blah. Why is it happening to me? Whereas actually, when you create a goal, then you've always got something that you're striving towards, you're moving towards, you're kind of creating that space, and there's always something that you can do to create that one step to get you closer to that goal.
Amazing. So yeah, with that being said, then I do have like a 2026 goals list. So I've already gone away and thought about like the profession, the partner, people, the physiology, the play, the physical, and the personal, and the prosperity around it all. And these are just some things that I want to do. So I want to get a motorbike license, because that'll affect like people and partner and play, because like when I do the traveling, like we can go do more stuff.
Yeah, you just don't want to go on that ped again, do you?
I don't want to go on a moped again, no. But I would not mind a motorbike. I want to like dip my finger in like another realm of work somewhere, to like see, like start pivoting, see what else is out there, kind of thing. Alongside doing this, of course. But yeah, I just want to try that. And then holiday, I've just ticked something off the list there that I haven't done. Then I'd like to go on some holidays with friends this year to try improve that people category on there. Because as I say, I need to put more effort in with my friends and spend more time with them for future memories, etc. And then I also have my own personal YouTube channel where I do clothing reviews. So I'd like to post on that every 2 weeks in 2026.
Excellent.
To see how that's growing, because so far it's doing all right. So I'll just keep fueling that fire. But I want to like make sure I commit to that and do the thing that I had to do in the gym, where it's like being dedicated over motivated for that one. I'd like to go back to Australia. I'm not too sure if we can actually get that in this year, or if that'll end next year.
I thought it was a 2027 thing, that one.
It is, but technically, if we go for Christmas, then it'll slip into the 2026 category.
True. Plus, you've got all the planning to do this year for it as well, and the visa applications and everything else.
Yeah, so there's a fair bit to it. So I'd say that definitely goes into this year, because yeah, without the planning this year, it's not going to happen.
So beach for Christmas 2026.
Possibly. But yeah, it's definitely on the list to at least like plan it, because it has to be dialed in what we're doing, because it will be like January, if nothing else.
Is this Red Speedo time?
It could be. It could well be. I was cool on Bondi Beach, done that before. And then I don't really think it's so much of a goal, but my phone is getting pretty outdated, so I'd like to buy a new one this year. It's on the list to make sure I actually buy one because I say it every year and don't get one.
That's because you just love yours too much.
Yeah, well, it still works, but just so I put it on the list this year because I think coming up 5 years old now, like that's old for a smartphone. I would also like to get more clients for this part of the business for the Sharp Fit stuff because I'd really like to help more people with their journey and transform more lives because that is very fulfilling. And yeah, that's something that I'd like to focus on this year, getting some more people to help. And then I'd also like to visit 5 new countries in Europe while still on this side of the globe. I have got the countries written down what I'd like them to be. However, they are subject to change. So we'll leave that for now. Also, spoke about earlier in this episode about vision reading. I'd like to read at least 12 books because I also struggle to find the time for the reading when there's all sorts of other things going on. So I feel like 12, one a month, that's perfectly doable. So I've got no excuse really if I can't get that done. So that is on the list. Again, not really too bothered about what I read because that sort of thing, like I pick something off the shelf and read it, and it's often just quite interesting if they never picked it. So that's kind of my strategy there. I'd also like to do 15 new Wainwrights, which is quite a lot. But hopefully get some walks that are full long day ones in summer that encompass like 7. So it's just like 2 of them and then an extra one. So probably I reckon like 4 walks, definitely be able to get that done.
I'm happy to do a few of them with you.
Well, that sounds amazing. And maybe we'll vlog it for the YouTube channel. And then just increase the amount that I'm investing, but I've already done that. I've already set that up. So that is like one thing ticked off. But I'm not going to tick it till the end of the year, and I've done that consistently every single month. But yeah, that's my 2026 goals.
Wow, that's a real whistle-stop tour of your goals there. I'm going to take a little bit longer and just again go around them in order. So just kind of give an idea of how my mind is working for this year ahead. So again, coming back to profession, I think it's going to be very similar this coming year as it has been for last year. So again, keep that base of consulting in there. I do enjoy working with big businesses and making them kind of change and. It's, as I say, it's just such a fulfilling kind of thing to do to be able to take a business apart and put it back together and make it work so much better. So I'm going to continue to do that and thoroughly enjoy that, while at the same time being able to, coach, mentor, inspire, just help people get better lifestyles, really, specifically for busy professionals, because those two aspects really kind of go together really well, because as a busy professional myself, I suffer from every single one of the problems and have suffered from all the problems that every other business professional has had. Therefore, when people come with all of the excuses, all the baggage, etc., it's easy to have that conversation and say, no, it's not. You don't have to do it that way. There is better ways of being able to do it, and then help them not only just with the kind of the book experience, which you find a lot of coaches have because they've kind of been on a coaching course and done their 2 weekends of intensive training, whatever else it is, and then come back and say I'm a coach. But actually, this is kind of 30 years of life experience. This is like 10 years of actually sorting my own lifestyle out, and this is actually 5 years of performing now at some of the highest levels possible, physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, the whole works. So it's kind of bringing all that and helping other people with those kind of aspects of it, and then having that kind of list of so many amazing people that I have helped as well. So I know it's such a worthwhile venture. So I love the fact that those two kind of work kind of hand in hand. We'll continue to kind of help with the speaker coaching kind of mentoring side of things. Really enjoyed that over the last 10 years. It'll be 10 years next year when I've been doing this. My God, that's a long time. So I'll continue to do that. Really enjoy seeing people succeed. It's just such a lovely thing to see people help other people in this world. And if I can help others, it just has that ripple effect and does even more. So that for me is the professional side. Going to be very similar to last year, and obviously just trying to do even more than I can to help. Going to continue to have some amazing times with Sarah. We've already got in the diary locked in. Things like some really nice long weekends away. We've got some great days which are going to go now. Doing Karen Tool this year with Sarah in November during when it was wintry, going up there at tops of snow, the mountains, etc. That's kind of really ignited her fuel for hill walking. She used to do a lot of hill walking when she was in uni. We really enjoyed bringing it back into our lives when we can, which kind of really ignited that again. So she's got a passion and wants to do more. So we're going to try and get out and do even more, even winter walks as well as summer walks as well. So again, really pushing themselves a little bit further this year than we have done before. We've got into a habit of being fair weather walkers and fair weather kayakers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And the kind of winter years, it was kind of snuggling in really more than anything else. But I think this year, especially for example, running over the last year or so, has kind of really opened up a lot more of the outside work and doing a lot more running outside, rather than just being kind of in the gym and stuff. I think so that's going to continue to grow from strength to strength for both of us going forwards. Obviously, spending as much time with my family as I can. I don't think he'll be taking away on holiday this year. Well, we might end up going away places. We'll see how that pans out. But everyone's kind of getting that little bit older, but we'll see what we can do with them. But we'll definitely have lots of days off, weekends away, etc. with the family. Whether that's our kids or whether it's the grandparents, it's we're just going to make that happen. It's kind of one of the things we really want to do. It's just like, for example, having time away for friends. We'll definitely make that happen. Going to try and get away, me and you as well.
That'll be good fun.
That'll be good fun, definitely. I think we've kind of aiming for Portsmouth, I think, is the idea.
Yeah, that'd be a giggle. Not a place I've ever been. Well, I have actually, to get a ferry to France. I've never explored it.
So we're going to go and explore around that area, and then we've kind of got some big things happening this year. So it is my 50th this year. So yes, I'll be having a 50th birthday party and trying to get that arranged with a lot of friends from school as well. Will be there. A lot of family will be there, a lot of people I've met over the years will be there. So really looking forward to that. And that kind of moves nicely from people into physiology, because when I was doing the marathons, when we were planning the marathon, in 2024, for the 5 that we did this year, with the 3 back-to-backs over 3 weekends. One of the things Sarah said was, you've just done 3 marathons. What you're going to do for the following year? Which is going to be bigger and better, kind of thing. Again, just kind of keep putting that kind of idea of where do you take it from there. And then we were in Keswick and just watching the ultra marathon go around there. And she says, "What about doing a 50 ultra for your 50th?" And I just said to her at the time, "I don't put that idea in my head. It'll be one of those that was going to sink in." And sure enough, it has. It's up on me. So I'll be doing a 50 ultra on the 14th of March, just after my birthday. So it's all the training now between now and then. So as you were hinting at earlier, it literally is a half marathon, a 3/4 marathon, or a whole marathon every single weekend between now and the 14th of March, as a training run. As a training run.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy, isn't it? So I've put a few marathons in the diary as well in between now and then, just to kind of give me some extra little mini goals to keep me motivated. Because I'll tell you one thing, there are some days you wake up and you've got 29 kilometers to go in your legs, and you're feeling tired from the fact that you've already done maybe 30-40 kilometers of training this week in smaller chunks, and the weather's looking grey and gloomy and it's cold, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do this," but I've got to try and get these things done. So I've got a few little marathons or half marathons in the diary. So things like the Grimleadis, the Clumber Lakeside Marathon, there's the Sea York Run York social run on Marathon Day, so the 26th of February, 26.2. It took me a while to work that one out. The Blood Axe Challenge. So there's all sorts of interesting stuff going on there. Plus we're going to do the Leeds 10K and the York 10K again. Sarah and I both really enjoyed it. The York 10K is kind of the thing that really sparked this. And it is on our doorstep, so we should definitely do it. And then we've got the Milton Keynes Marathon, which we're really, really looking forward to. In fact, we're going to spend the entire weekend in Milton Keynes, Sarah and I. We're going to do the park run there on the Saturday. We're going to do the Rocket 5K on the Sunday. Then we're going to do the Milton Keynes Marathon on the Monday, which is May the 4th be with you.
Ooh, Star Wars Day.
Yeah, and the whole thing is going to be Star Wars themed, so that's going to be quite cool.
Yeah, you'll love that.
Kind of contemplate, do I run around in a costume or not? I don't know. It's a hard one, but anyway, so that's going to be a nice big one. So
at least you might sound like Darth Vader.
will do by the end of it. I'll
The
be dead.
breathing.
Yeah. So we've got some really interesting stuff happening there. The ultramarathon is the Grim Up North springtime canal canter, if you're wondering. And again, it's a really interesting one. It is actually happening in Leeds. It's in an area which I grew up in. So I remember going fishing for sticklebacks in the canal down there. I've been on the walk up through towards Rodley and out towards Bradford so many times with my dad when we were younger. So again, a lot of nice memories from that. And then also it's where we set up the Leeds Canoe Club and helped out there for many years and did a lot of canoeing with friends from there at the beginning of like the 2000s. So it's got a lot of good connotations. I'm really looking forward to spending the time there. And then we kind of moved from physiology into the play side of things. We're going to be snow sculpting again next year.
Whoop, whoop.
So we're heading to St. Anton in Austria, Justin and I. And we're going to be doing a piece which is going to look like a cable car with cows coming out of the back. It's been inspired by another couple of sculptors, Thomas and Lawrence. So hats off to those guys. And it's the first commissioned piece we've ever had. So people have actually asked us to do it specifically for them. It's not a competition. It's not like a festival. It's a specific piece for the mountain for them. So kind of exciting. It's kind of a whole new area of snow sculpting for us.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. We're going to be planning on doing the trek to Everest Base Camp. That's going to be my big adventure for next year. Again, going to go with Pat. So we've been chatting about that already. And hopefully, David is a chap from Cork. He's a young man, 24 years old, who's going to be cycling from Cork to Everest Base Camp.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think he starts cycling in March, I think he said. And then he will meet us there in October.
That is bad.
So the plan is to try and meet him there and actually do then the walk-ups of Everest Base Camp with him. Maybe hats off to him. I mean, he sets that as being a target. Oh my God. But, that's the thing. Set these big hairy goals, guys, and you'll never know what you can actually achieve.
Yeah, I'll be loving it.
Hopefully my friend's foot will have fixed itself by February. So we'll try and get some walking done with Andy this year. That's what I'd like to do. And again, trying to get some what's known as quality mountain days in. Because I think one of the things I would like to do is probably head towards my mountain leadership kind of qualification at some point. Not that I'll probably use it in anger, but just it'll be something nice, tick in the box and complete that. So that will be a completion next year. It'll be probably 2027 to complete it, but get a lot of quality mountain days in next year. We were talking about doing Iceland next year, but I think actually there's going to be so much happening next year. That's probably not going to happen. So we might save that to 2028 and do it as our 20th wedding anniversary.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to go to Iceland this year, so I'll give you the heads up on it. Not at all, though. That's the best way to do it. Like, I want to go now to see it, and then I want to go like a similar age to you.
Yeah,
really see everything.
Yeah, well, there's so much to see. I mean, again, we spent some time with friends recently, just literally looking over their tour and all their photos and getting inspiration about what they did. And it's a fabulous place. It really is the island of fire and ice, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. But then there's other things you can do on the island. So not just kind of touring around as a tourist, but actually doing things like hiking. You can do biking. You can do rafting, etc. So it'd be quite nice to kind of combine some of those activities in there. So that's probably, I say, probably a 2028 thing. I think we'll see. Then there's still tons to do in the house and the office, etc. So tidying things around the office is probably a big thing, and kind of rearranging things and really having a good clear out, getting the office re-insulated. That we'll get that done. The kitchen mods I've promised myself to do this year. I'll probably promise myself to do next year. Hopefully we'll get them done. Yeah. A few things in the bathroom. We just need to do a massive kind of declutter. I think you kind of hinted at this before. When you're kind of growing up as a family, you make those compromises and you kind of bring a lot of clutter, and it kind of just accumulates over time. So I think one of the big things we're going to try and aim to do over the year ahead is to kind of have a good declutter and kind of sort things out, clear things out, and say, okay, now that period of life has ended, therefore it's time to move on.
Yeah, and the hard bit with that again is loss aversion. You're like, oh, what if I need it?
Yeah.
Then I guess you just buy a different one.
Absolutely. And also it's going to be giving stuff away too, so that they can, benefit other people, so other people can actually utilize these things. Because while they're just sat in a drawer or wherever we've got them kept, it's not really benefiting anybody. It's just taking up space. So going to be a lot of that. So it's going to be quite an emotional year, I think, going through all those type of things. I have put down to try and finish my strength and conditioning exam. Get that finished off.
Yeah.
I should do. I mean, I've done all the studying for it. I should.
This is part of your personal development
It is. We just move on to personal development. Yeah. So try and get that done. I've got to get my outdoor first aid qualification redone. So that I'm doing on the 3rd and 4th. So literally this weekend.
Oh, nice. That's really good.
Yeah, and it's going to be -6 apparently.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
No, I think it's -5 here. I'm like, what?
And there's an outdoor first aid course. And set day 2, you are outside all day, and you're in the woods. There's no kind of.
I mean, it's good. It's a good. If you can do it, then you can do it whenever.
Yeah, and I always love the fact that I have an outdoor first aid certificate. So then, whenever people ask for a first aider, I say, "Yeah, I can do it, but I've got to drag you outside before I can help you." And yeah, it's just a bit of a giggle, and it keeps me motivated. And this year, I am gonna finish at least one book.
Oh yeah, you heard it here first.
I am gonna finish it. I want to try and finish off the "I'm Not a Runner" book. That's the one that I want to finish this year. So I'm already 6 chapters in. There's 20 odd chapters in total, and it goes through the entire journey and all the things that I've learned through the process. And I'm going to tag on an extra couple of chapters at the end about going ultra and that kind of difference between getting to marathon distances and then getting yourself ready for ultramarathon distances.
So maybe this can be on your Christmas list next year.
Yeah. So yeah, you heard it here first. I am gonna get it done. Honest. Hold me to it. You tell me I have to get it done. I've had a friend of mine, Michelle. She's a book publisher, book architect, etc. Actually, she calls herself a book midwife. She helps people birth their books, and she's been on at me for last year to get this done. And every time we meet up, she kind of rolls her eyes and says, "You haven't done it, have you?" She says, "No, not quite." But I have been able to at least turn around and say, "I've got 6 chapters in now. 6 chapters written." And the thing is, the whole book is outlined. All the notes are there. The hard work's pretty much there. It's just pulling it together. So I am gonna get that one done. At least one out of those 8 books
I'd love to see it.
So would I. I think it's going to be quite cool.
It will be great.
And hopefully inspire other people to think bigger, do something kind of a bit more outstanding and see what happens. And then on the prosperity side, it was interesting thinking ahead, because when I was thinking behind, I was thinking about everything that's kind of current, what it is that I was currently doing from prosperity perspective, which is why it came up with what we're doing in things like SharpFit, the coaching and the helping and the mentoring and the supporting people. And then also what I'll be doing on the consulting side with the enterprise architecture pieces, as well as things that I'll be doing with the Speakers Academy. Those are kind of the immediate things. But then chatting with Sarah, we're just thinking a bit wider than that. Actually, realistically, in 17 years' time, I'll be retirement age. Yeah, 67. That's the retirement age, apparently, according to the UK government, that I will be allowed to retire. That's not long. So actually, when I started to think a little bit wider than just the immediate income, it's kind of then actually thinking, what is the total net worth? So things like, looking at the home, looking at pensions, looking at shares and things, and how does that portfolio kind of fit together? And what kind of life can I now start to think for Sarah and I as we kind of get older? I mean, you guys are going to be sorted. You're all set up nicely, etc. You've already talked about getting your home sorted when you're 25.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So and obviously your old brother's already in that space. He's already got himself set up, etc. So he's living the life that he wants to live. Your sister's a few years behind you, but again, she's already got ideas of what she wants to do. So it's now actually turning attention away from being, helping us as a family kind of move forward and actually thinking, how do I sort myself and your mum out so that we're in a position where we can continue to live. I don't ever think I'm ever going to stop working. I enjoy helping people far too much. So I don't think,
I agree,
unless I have to for whatever reasons. And we've seen that with regards to my dad being medically retired, so we know that it's a possibility. But hopefully, if I can keep myself fit and healthy and I can help more people, and I don't think I'm in a position where I say I'm definitely going to stop, but definitely see life changing when I get to 67.
Yeah, that'd be a good pivot point.
Having said that, I think life will change in the next 5 years as well.
It always does. It definitely will.
Always.
Well, that is a very good vision board, and hopefully you can get a lot of that ticked off, and we can have this discussion at the end of 2026 again and see where we're at.
Yeah, and likewise for you guys. Hopefully you have kind of built your vision board together. You can kind of see what's going to be happening in each area of your life. Each segment, it's not a quadrant, is it? A quadrant's 4. What was it? What would be? It wouldn't have split into 8.
Oct something.
An oct something.
Yeah, maybe it is an oct.
Maybe if someone can pop that into the comments, just let us know what it actually is. What is it? What's an 8th of a segment? So as you're kind of going through yours in each of your areas, just if there's something that's inspired you from what we've talked about today, then welcome. Just add it on. There's nothing better than you're doing something and enjoying what it is that you're going to be doing. If there's something where you think, actually, no, there's no way on this planet I'm going to do that, it's something I would hate, then don't put it on your vision board. That's your vision board for your life. So put on things that you want to do. And enjoy it. Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy exploring something new. Enjoy doing things that you currently enjoy. There's nothing stopping you getting to that next level. You enjoy mastery. Enjoy mastering something that little bit more in some respects. But yeah, just find things that they're going to help you, make you happier, healthier, and more higher achieving in each and every area of your life. And just enjoy life.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve, right? So yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Have an absolutely fabulous 2026. And as always, though, a big thank you all for taking the time out to listen to this episode of the Fit for Business and Life podcast. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is brought to you in partnership with Sharp Fit for Life and the Business Buddy Network, helping busy professionals and their teams become happier, healthier, and even more higher achieving in business and in life. If you'd like to join us as a guest or get in touch to know more about the topic we've covered today, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply email hello@sharpfitforlife.com. So once again, thank you for listening to the Fit for Business Life podcast. The Fit for Business Life podcast is produced and presented by Wax Tie Limited. Copyright is applied.